Look at this glorious weather. Oh, I was running out of town to the sea, and all the way up there there's this glorious orange sunrise, and I was so tempted to stop running and just film it, but I put a time aside one of these mornings to go out and film it when I don't have to run. Yeah, another run done. I figure out my schedule. I'm gonna have to alter it a little bit for this travel so that I won't skip a day. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. Usually Saturday is my rest day, so I'm gonna go and run on Saturday instead of Sunday, because Sunday is when I'm traveling. Yeah.
Right, good morning. It's my girlfriend's birthday today, and which makes it for a very busy day for me. I'm going to be taking her out later on tonight, and I won't be bringing the camera in there for obvious reasons. It's just, that's going to be a private time. But I wanted to make sure that I still have a vlog out today, and I want to get it done a little bit earlier so that we can just enjoy our dinner and not be worrying about getting back and uploading videos and that kind of stuff. On a quick note, why you don't see so much of my girlfriend on the videos, she's still very camera shy, okay? I'm working on it, but she's very camera shy, and I like to respect that as much as I can. So there you go. But today I want to talk to you about something that few of you asked me about already, and I also promised quite a few times on the vlog. And I was thinking about this kind of geeking out stuff again, but then I realized that most of us take us photographs these days or film something, so it's actually quite general subject. So I'm going to be talking about the Canon G7X and why I am using it, okay? And what do I think about it and all that sort of stuff. So I got this secondhand, but it was practically not used at all. There was like maybe 10 pictures taken on it, and that's it. So I got a good bargain. This furry thing here at the top, it doesn't come with it. It's a Rycote Windjammer, and I installed it a couple of days ago. It was on an earlier vlog. It's so far proven to be amazing. It really, I was yesterday out filming in very windy conditions, and it sounded so much better than I expected. So I highly recommend that. But the camera itself, this is like very much the ideal vlogging camera, because this, you can see yourself. Well, there's no memory card in it at the moment. You can see yourself on the screen when you're filming, and that's a big thing, because very often you might be doing something like this and then realizing afterwards that it was all out of focus, which is, to be honest with you, very frustrating afterwards. Which leads nicely to the next subject, next thing about this camera, which is the autofocus. There's been some complaints on the internet about it. I've used quite a few different cameras over the years, and let's just say that right now the autofocus technology has taken massive leaps in the past couple of years. So let's be realistic. The autofocus on this is pretty damn good. There's not many cameras that come near it in my books. Now, it does sometimes get confused with where it's supposed to focus, but so does any other camera. So you have to allow for that, and sometimes it's like, it depends on the shot. Like sometimes it's frustrating if you really have to capture a moment and it just decides to act up. In those moments, my quickest reaction is usually to, first of all, it's stop recording and then try to focus and then start recording again, or the worst case scenario, switch it off and put it back on. But usually that's very rare. Usually it's pretty solid on the autofocus. The zoom on it is pretty amazing. The zoom comes out and it goes 8.8 to 36.8 millimeters. I'm not quite sure what that means in sense of your average 35 millimeter DSLR, but all that information available on the internet widely. Let me just say this, that there's a point in the zoom where it turns digital. Some of it is optical, and then it goes into digital. When you go to the digital range, it's still surprisingly good, I have to say now. But then you really need to be filming with a tripod or something, because it gets very shaky. It's good for quick photos, but for anything like if you're filming, it can get a little bit shaky, and which can be frustrating. The camera itself takes killer photographs, really does take killer photographs. There's loads of different modes in it. You can get it to work pretty manually as well. Like you can set your aperture and shutter speed and all that yourself, and it's pretty cool. I have to say now, I'm really impressed with the capabilities of it. As I said, I have the Lumix G2, which I was trying out today again, and that camera is just, it's a great camera, but it really struggles a little bit, especially in the video in a low light. And now I'm taking more video than photographs. It's ridiculous. My hard drives are filling like crazy. Like I bought a new hard drive last week and it's like 85% full. 1 terabyte of just dumping video stuff, and my computer hard drive is getting full again, so I have to get another one. It's crazy. It's crazy. This vlogging business is crazy. There's the stabilizer on the camera when you film and walk is pretty damn solid. It still finds it sometimes hard to keep up with me, which is it's just me walking funny. But especially like there's times I want to do opening or finishing shots of something around, whether it's Dublin or whatever city I'm in, and you know the ideal position, I always put a tripod or I have my Gorilla Pod and set it on something and let the camera roll for 30 seconds or a minute or something like that. That's not always possible. Sometimes I just have it in the pocket and I see something, and usually sometimes, if depending on the situation, that you can get really steady shot, and it's good enough to use for my purposes. And the other thing I sometimes do is I might prop it against like a lamppost or something, just to give a little bit of stability on the side, and then hold the rest of it, and I get pretty damn solid shots. And whatever shakiness there is, the image stabilizer does a pretty damn good job of getting rid of it. The video on this thing is it's amazing. It's very clear. I was well impressed. I'm filming at the moment with the iPhone because it does this job much better than the Lumix did. I was very impressed with the video quality of the iPhone. When I got this camera, it was like a different level completely, and it's really opened up a lot of things that when I'm filming stuff that I wouldn't have done in the past. Like I feel that this camera is capable of doing more, and it inspires me to do more. So if you have the money to spend, like this is not a cheap camera, but let me just say that it's not a cheap camera, but it's pretty damn professional quality. This is as close to a pro camera you can get in a pocket. There's the other one on the market is the Sony RX100 series cameras, the Mark III and now the Mark IV, which are amazing as well. The reports I've heard, and I've now looked at a lot of people film videos with them, you can get really good, amazing shots with them, but apparently they are not as reliable as this Yocus. So I have to say that I'm very happy using the Canon at the moment. Would I be tempted to get myself one of those Sony RX100 series cameras as well? Of course I would be. You know, I love cameras. So. But that's not in the anywhere near future plans, because this is doing the job extremely well, and I have other things that I need to invest in to improve in the vlogging compartment. Like I have to admit that I do need to get DSLR sooner or later, because you can't put an external microphone into these cameras. So that's somewhere in the future, but as you can imagine, that's quite a big investment. But even more so lately, I really am thinking more and more that I have to get myself a GoPro, because one of the things I really want to start doing more is capture stuff during my runs. And at the moment, because I'm so concentrated on the running itself, I kind of use the apps on my iPhone, and I like to give that between the layers or wrapped in my arm so it doesn't get on the way. But if I had something like a GoPro with me, which wouldn't be a big deal to carry around, it wouldn't be lugging something around, it'd be just in your hand and you wouldn't even notice it. I know I would capture more of those first hours of morning when I'm running, and sometimes those are amazing hours. So unfortunately, with taking this with you, you kind of end up then compromising, doing either one or the other, because you need to put this in a backpack. You won't run with this in your hand. I wouldn't recommend it anyway, because it'll get all sweaty and you run the risk of dropping it. But for now, this really changed, I think personally anyway, the way my vlogs look. And if you want to get something higher level, this is a great place to start. And did I say it makes a killer photographs? And what I do with it, I actually use it nowadays quite often for my Instagram photos as well, because it has the you can click here and it turns on its own Wi-Fi, and you can connect it directly to your mobile phone. And there's an app, and you can upload it to the photos on the mobile phone, and off you go and post them on Instagram. And the Instagram photos are really, I think my Instagram photos are looking better since I started using this. So I highly recommend this camera. Hope you enjoyed this little review. Oh yeah, like it's heavy enough so that it feels sturdy in your hand, but it's still small enough that I can put it in my pocket. I usually have it in my jacket pocket, inside pocket, with me all the time. It does feel sturdy. I haven't dropped it yet. Some people told me this: if the lens is out and it falls, it really doesn't like that, and that's when it gets damaged very easily. So when the lens is out, just be a bit more careful. If you're moving, just put it down, you know. Battery life, you put a memory card in here and a battery at the bottom. I already got a second one. This is my second one. This is non-Canon brand battery, but it's as good as the Canon one. So I have 2 batteries going to go all the time. Probably need to get 1 or 2 more anyway. If you film a lot, it does eat into your battery life. So if you have something important to do, I would have a spare battery with you. And as long as you got a good quality memory card, it's very fast. You don't have any problems with saving and that kind of stuff. I am well impressed with this camera. Canon G7X, well done. I'm impressed. For the past few days when I've been working on stuff on the computer, I just get very drowsy. I think I need a big mug of coffee or something. That's what I'm talking about. That doesn't give me awake, nothing will.
After 20 years passed on, after 20 years passed on.